that the Rothschilds left the London gold pool, which is the physical gold market in London that fixes prices twice a day. And they left that, and they had been in that since 1694. And so, as you can see, there's something very, very big going on.
Yeah,
the only place
eyebrows were raised over that for sure.
The only place that you can preserve your assets is in gold and silver, bullion, coins, and shares. There is no place else to go.
And you're given a heck of an opportunity to do just that now as these prices are being pushed down by this manipulation. If you missed the first call, or you didn't take it seriously, or you thought perhaps there was a recovery coming, well, guess what? You've been given a second chance courtesy of your government. It's probably the only thing they're going to do nice for you. Take advantage of it. And, Bob, we're going out here on a break. And welcome back to The Sovereign Economist here on the Texas Broadcasting Network, texasbroadcasting.net. For those of you following us on the Internet, this is the 24th day of March 2010, and we're speaking, as always, at this time this week with our special guest, Bob Chapman of the International Forecaster. Got a few housekeeping things to take care of here, and the first one of those is, Bob, tell us a little bit about the International Forecaster and how people can get an opportunity to see what it is that you put together twice weekly in electronic form, and how they can come and see for themselves.
Well, the forecast is about business, finance, economic, social, political issues all over the world. We publish by email on Wednesdays and Saturdays, usually runs around 40 pages each time. And we have a hard copy that goes out twice a month for those who are not on the Internet. If you'd like to receive a free introductory current copy, you can go to one of three places. Our site, theinternationalforecaster.com. Theinternational, FORECASTER.com. If you'd like to email us because you have a question or want a copy, and we answer everybody, that address is BOB@INTFORECASTER.com, bob@intforecaster.com, or you can call toll-free 800-375-4188. That's 800-375-4188, and everything that you need to know every week is in that publication.
And indeed, you all have heard me say it before, this is one heck of a resource for those of you wanting to stay on top of the things that make a difference, and those things that the mainstream media will never cover, or if they do, they will do it after the fact. Definitely, Bob, you've been at this for so many years now that you have not only readers and subscribers all over the world, but many of them are in high places and give information back to you, so it really has kind of become an intel network. And really it's a wonderful source for inside information about what's happening, too, because believe it or not, there are good people in the world who are whistleblowers in their own right. They show up and turn up in many different places, unfortunately probably not in large enough numbers to make a huge difference, but every bit counts, and the International Forecaster is a wonderful source for that. And Bob, I just want to take a minute and say thank you very much for your work. We know that you could be there playing golf and having a good time and just kind of letting the chips fall where they may, but it's not in your disposition. It's not your calling to simply let things go, and you're a true patriot, and this country owes you a debt of gratitude, and I hope when the day comes there'll be an opportunity for you to really be appreciated for the work that you do. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome.
Well, I've got a quick question here in the email, and I'm going to paraphrase this one, but there are meetings going on with the CFTC now about position limits on gold and silver and the precious metals. What do you think is going to happen with that? Do you think that there will be any meaningful change that comes out of that? I know your answer, but I'm going to let you do it.
They're going to throw them a bone. I mean, it's part of the government. The government's rigging the market. You got to be kidding me. I mean, the only thing they understand is you go in there and say, hey, look, we know what you're doing. Are you going to do anything about it? If they say no, say, end of meeting. The whole thing is a scam and a fraud. It's as simple as that.
And the CFTC is Sammy DeBola Gravano, the enforcer. You think Don Corleone's going to let it happen? No, I did this mafia thing last week, so the answer's the same this week as it was last week, although the meeting's supposed to be held tomorrow, and there's a lot of people whose optimism rides high on it, but the reality is such that you think the government's going to give up their means to shorting and controlling the precious metals, and that the President's Working Group on Financial Markets, a.k.a. the Plunge Protection Team, is going to let up just simply because there are people that are wanting it to change? Nope, ain't gonna happen. Well, that's kind of an interesting situation. We covered gold a little bit before the show, but where do you think that support lies for gold, and what do you see happening to it? We've obviously talked about gold going back up and eventually reaching sky-high limits, but I think at some point the dollar kind of has to turn before that happens. What do you think will be the seminal event that might cause a reversal in the dollar's strength these days?
Well, first of all, I don't think the dollar has hardly anything to do with it. And it's the gold is another currency. And they're deliberately trying to knock it down to make people believe it's not a currency, so they won't buy it. Get them in a state of futility, if you may, the buyers. And so the dollar is not going to affect it. The support is 10.50 to 10.90, and let's see what it closed the spot market today. 10.8860, down 14.90, and the pressure will be lifted tomorrow. There's some contracts that can, on the gold options, be closed on Friday. But most of it will be done tomorrow. So tomorrow probably will be another neutral to down day. And then Friday it should click back up or stay the same. And then next week it'll start moving back up again. Because this is all unnatural.
Well, we know that, or at least we believe that China and India are the put option on gold, so to speak, and that they're down in this area supporting it somewhere. How real and how significant do you think that that actually is for the support of the gold price?
It is significant. It is real. And they are in there, and they will backstop this thing along with India at 10.50, 60, 70, 80. So it's not going to break that. I mean, the Chinese have got ads running 24 hours a day on every one of their news outlets, whether it's in the television or radio. They've got the gold and silver stores that sell coins and bars and so on, all over the place, everywhere. And so they're not going to let it go down. And don't forget, China is buying all of the domestic production, which is now the largest in the world. If I had to guess, I'd say maybe 23 or 4% of world production is not hitting the market because they're buying it. And goodness knows what else they're buying in the market. We can't tell that because they use a number of different artifices to hide where they're buying from and how they do it. So it's not going to go down any further. If you wanted to buy gold and silver, coins and shares, tomorrow's the great day to do it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying as we went into the break, that every time this price gets pushed down, it's absolutely the best time. And, it's fascinating, Bob. You're talking about all the advertising that's that's in the media in China for people to purchase gold, and there's all this availability, and there's all these easy ways to buy it. Here in this country, where we get a vast amount of our advertising is in cash for gold. Sell your gold. We'll give you, 11 to 30 cents on the dollar for your gold jewelry and all those things that you don't have anymore. Talk about a change, talk about a difference in attitude. Only our government would be so involved in suppressing the price of gold that it looks like the best thing to do with gold is to sell what little you have because it doesn't have anything of any real worth that it's going to hold on to. And then to make matters worse,